What's up, everybody? Welcome back to IGN's E3 live show. Damon here, streaming live all over your face. I'm just streaming it everywhere. You're gonna need to get a ride, clean yourself up when we're done here. If you missed any of our previous segments, hit up e3.ign.com. Next is a game I'm very excited for, Assassin's Creed Revelations. Here to tell you all about it is Mr. Slime himself, Charles Onyett, the Raging Canadian. Take it away, Charles.
Thank you very much, Damon. I'm here with Alex Amancio from Ubisoft Montreal, here to talk about Assassin's Creed, the next game. And I guess just to start off, there's actually a very complicated storyline associated with this franchise. So could you just take a minute to kind of set up what's going on coming into Revelations?
Yeah. Well, first of all, after the events of Brotherhood, Desmond falls into a coma. He's plugged back into the Animus to sort of keep him from going into sort of mental oblivion. So he's plugged into the Animus, but he's too weak to sort of be able to link up with the loading device, the loading program, which is called the White Room, the typical stuff you see in Assassin's Creed when you're loading a level. So he falls right through and he falls to what we call the Black Room, which is like think of it as DOS or a safe mode. It's much more powerful, but not really meant for user interface. So he finds himself in this a shapeless place that's sort of being formed by bits and pieces from his subconscious. So he needs to sort of navigate through this strange world and find doorways that will lead him to Ezio's memories. Now, for Ezio, in Assassin's Creed 2, Ezio we witnessed his birth into the Assassins. In Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, we witnessed Master Assassin forming his Brotherhood, fighting power corruption in Rome. Now in Assassin's Creed Revelations, Ezio is on a personal quest, and he's heading in the footsteps of Altair to Masyaf, where he hopes to find some secrets and some revelations about his order. He finds the place completely overrun with Templars, so what starts off as a pilgrimage turns into a race against time as he speeds to Constantinople, where he needs to find the 5 keys that will open the door to the vault of Masyaf.
Okay, and is this meant to be more of a climactic game, like climactic events that may, I guess, end the franchise, or is that sort of what's the aim here?
Yeah, we're essentially the end of the Ezio trilogy, and Assassin's Creed is all about cycles, right? There's the Altair cycle, the Ezio cycle, the Desmond cycle. There's many other we have comic books with another assassin. It's a very rich universe, and basically history is our playground. So Assassin's Creed Revelations is the end of the Ezio cycle and the Altair cycle, and it really sets up what's to come for the grand finale of the Desmond cycle.
Okay. Yeah, I guess if we could jump into the game, we can actually see it. We can see it in action. And can you talk a little bit about what kind of locations we'll be visiting this time, and what sort of research goes into actually building these locations into the game?
Yeah. So our main city is Constantinople, as you're seeing there. It's a huge, sprawling city. It was considered the New York City of the era. It's filled with different cultures, different architecture. It's been sort of the center of the world ever since ancient Greece, Rome, Byzantine Empire, and then the Ottoman Empire that you're seeing here. We're also going to be visiting Masyaf and a new city in the Cappadocia region in Turkey, which is sort of an underground city. First time in Assassin's Creed. It's actually a Templar city, and Ezio will have to be incognito there.
Okay. And the gameplay itself, have you made any significant changes to how everything plays and how life in the city works in terms of how you can manipulate guards and upgrade yourself?
Yeah, the whole political situation within the city really offers a brand new approach to sort of that gameplay you're talking about. The Ottomans pretty much run the city, so the Ottomans are a neutral faction. They're not like the Borgias in Brotherhood, where these were bad guys, right? So they act more like policemen. They have no memory, and they sort of if you don't screw around, they will pretty much leave you alone. But then you have Byzantine Templars that are scouring the city looking for these keys. So they can take over parts of the city. The assassins can take them back. So it's more of a sort of an organic chess match through the city. And depending on who controls a district, it really changes the type of gameplay that you're going to be living in that district.
Okay, and in what sort of ways? Can you give some?
Well, the Byzantines, they will attack you on sight, right? They're an aggressive faction, and they are out to get you. The Ottomans, like I said, are more sort of like policemen. They will only be attracted to, they only sort of head towards you and attack you if you do something weird. So it really creates a very different flow within districts.
Okay, and will the combat sort of work in the same way in the upgrade system for yourself, like your weapons and that kind of thing? Do you have any new combat options?
Yeah, we're introducing what we call the hook blade. It's essentially an Ottoman upgrade to the regular hidden blade. This does two things. First of all, it speeds up navigation by about 25 to 30%. It increases flow, so it makes navigation more of a toy. But it also bridges navigation and combat. One of the things that we've been trying to do with Assassin's Creed Revelations is, you know, as the franchise becomes bigger and bigger with every iteration, we're really trying to, it's becoming huge on the horizontal, a lot of different systems. We're really trying to consolidate that to sort of refocus on creating more of a core experience. So the hook blade is a good example for this. It bridges navigation and combat to bring them closer together.
And will we see the hook blade in the demo here?
Yeah, we will. Right. I think we're going to see it like right about in 2 seconds. What we're going to see is Ezio using the zip line. Obviously, Constantinople is about 85% slopes, so it offers a really good potential for ziplining through the city. You're going to get to see a little bit of a few finishing moves that are now introduced with the hook blade.
And what about the Eagle Vision system? There've been some changes to that as well, right?
As Ezio becomes older and wiser, he not only uses his eyes, but his other senses, and especially his instinct. So Eagle Vision has become Eagle Sense. One of the really cool things about Eagle Sense is not only does it offer you possibilities like seeing through thick smoke provided by a smoke bomb, for example, and, you know, kill enemies while they're completely blinded, but it also offers neat ways of actually predicting and manipulating the game. Sort of, you can turn on Eagle Sense and see what guards are sort of like where they're heading, where they've been. You can track people in crowds. So it really offers you more of a possibility to really play as the assassin.
Okay. And what I mean, you said you're trying to sort of consolidate the game systems for more of a core experience. Are there still a lot of things to go out and collect though, if you're the type of person who just likes to explore and find hidden items, that kind of thing?
Yeah, Assassin is all about you know, having a lot of side quests about rich cities, systemic cities. So we're actually adding more of that stuff. We're building upon it. The difference in approach is that we're trying, by connecting all of these systems to all of the different levels of gameplay, like the low-level mechanics, the mid-level sort of city design, and the high-level narrative. By linking all of this together, we're creating more of a core experience and making sure that everybody actually gets to do these things. Like, you can't sort of go around them now. They're sort of more integrated into the whole game experience.
Okay. And I mean, part of the game experience as the series has evolved is multiplayer now. Can you describe how that might work in Revelations?
Yeah, multiplayer is an important part of the franchise. And first of all, we've listened to what the fans had to say, and we've addressed some of the issues that we had, for example, like player matching. But what we're doing is we're adding new gameplay modes, we're adding a whole new locations, different roster of characters, we're adding player customization, plus we're adding a narrative layer to the game. People really love the narrative part of Assassin's Creed, so like since you're playing Templars, you're playing as part of Abstergo, we're really making it a point to really integrate a narrative and having the player learn more about what's going on behind the doors at Abstergo.
Okay, cool. And I mean, visual upgrades, have there been a lot of tweaks to the underlying technology that's powering all this?
Yeah, for every Assassin's Creed game, we keep building upon the engine. The engine is sort of an organic thing. We never leave it static. So one thing we're doing is we're revamping like our technique for making characters. Like we have a new scanning technology, we have a new shader system for skin, we have a new animation system for the facial animation that we call mocam. So this is sort of all part of like the iterations that we do in every game.
Cool. And I mean, the main story missions then will be significantly different from the side story missions. Can you go through what a main story mission might be like?
I mean, the main story missions are all about like looking for the seals, all of that stuff. But one thing we're doing with the side missions is, you might remember from Brotherhood, you know, you had what we called crowd missions, where you have this highlighted character in the crowd, and you can sort of like click, and he gives you a mission. Now what we have is we have city events. As you're walking around the city, you know, going from point A to point B on your mission, stuff might be happening around you in the city, right there, then and there, and you can either choose to participate or not. So it makes a much more immersive and organic city than before.
Cool. Well, sounds good. When is the game coming out, and what are the platforms it's coming to?
The game will be coming out on November 15th on PS3, Xbox 360, and PC.
Cool. Well, thank you for your time on that. And that was a look at Assassin's Creed Revelations. And back to you, Damon.
Very cool. Thanks, guys. Speaking of surprises and revelations, remember to friend us on Facebook for exclusive content. Coming next, we're going to visit the near future where war has seen an upgrade. Ghost Recon Future Soldier is next.